All right, good Sunday afternoon, everybody. 4:08 p.m. here in the sunny, sunny Commonwealth of Pennsylvania. Looks like we're continuing our little streak of pretty decent early spring weather. So, first off, just a couple things. I want to again thank Derek Bain and John Racconelli last night, our authors, baseball fanatics who came on. As part of our chinwag, a very, very important part of our chinwag. Derek and I have been messaging back and forth, and we hope to be doing some more focused ones down the line. So again, guys, bring your questions. I also wanted to touch on something else as well. So last night there was a bit of a tete-a-tete, as the Brits would say, right, or the French, where we got into the kind of that perennial cards and dice versus digital baseball. And while it didn't get heated, it was bordering on getting there, and it was kind of starting to be a little bit distracting. So first to Robert, I don't want you at all to feel that my kind of just wanting to steer things back on course was in any way casting any aspersions on you or anything like that. It wasn't that about at all. Rather, I just think that that's a subject that I think it would be better for a dedicated stream. And, hopefully, maybe we get a few people or one person representing, if this dichotomy must remain, to have somebody kind of make that argument for the superiority of cards and dice and somebody else to make, not me. I want to try to just kind of be here as the person who kind of is the ringmaster, whatever, I don't know, but and somebody else to kind of talk about why he prefers digital baseball. At the end of the day, again, we always talk about inclusivity here, and I know that in the present climate, maybe inclusivity is not a popular term, but you guys know what I mean when I'm talking about that. So whatever your politics, put that aside. It's just about for everybody that loves to sim baseball, no matter what your medium is, no matter what your engine of choice is, if that's digital or cards and dice, or some people do both. It's all equally cool. So I just wanted to kind of, if there were any, I don't think there were any hurt feelings about it. But certainly if there'd be people willing to talk about that, we can make that a subject, of discussion. I think if with an eye toward not saying, okay, we're going to settle this by the end of a 2 or 3 hour thing. Hey, Aaron Reed, welcome in. We're not going to settle the question. This question is never going to be settled. And I think that if we understand that, then we can have a good informative discussion, because we always hope that that we're going to draw new players, new gamers into our hobby. When they kind of realize they want a little bit more than Twitch games. They want to use the gray matter and stuff like that. Well, that's what these baseball games allow you to do, whether it's cards and dice or digital, right? You've got to. It's no longer Twitch. It's think, and hopefully it helps them to develop a deeper love, a deeper appreciation of the greatest sport on earth. So now, why APBA baseball? Why am I doing that today? Well, beyond the fact it's one of my favorite games, I also think that it's been lately. I've been getting a lot of comments, people talking about Baseball for Windows. There was a lot of talk about Baseball for Windows last night. Derek Bain. Baseball for Windows is one of his 3 go-to games. The other 2 being Earl Weaver Baseball, which was kind of a neat surprise to hear that one. And, of course, Digital Diamond. This is an excellent game. That's right, Aaron. Baseball, the greatest game in the world, bar none. Amen, brother. This game is excellent. I've never done a game here yet where I'm kind of managing or anything. I just let Ernie call the game, and it's kind of fun for I hope for you guys, if you're doing something in the background, frequently Cousin Ken Castro rolls up a game while listening to this. but I wanted to, before we get into a game and give you guys a break from my voice, I wanted to show you a couple resources that are available uh, for Baseball for Windows. It's really, really good stuff, man. It's good stuff. And I think that a lot of people get a little freaked out over its modularity and stuff like that. And actually, this game is in a way a lot easier to navigate than even Out of the Park or anything like that. It really, really is. So let me. I'm just doing something off screen here, making sure. Hopefully, I can log in here. There's another site that I want to log in to show you guys. Am I there? I hope so. I don't know. Let's see. I think we are. I just want to make sure. Oops, looks like that page is lost. I'm looking at Digital Skybox here, so hopefully this wasn't in any bizarre way taken down. So let me just. This is not. It's not the best designed site, I'm afraid to say. So is this it? Login problems. I don't know if I'm logged in or not. I have no idea. No idea. Let me do something here. Sorry, guys. Let me refresh this so that I can actually log in, because I usually don't use. Oh, I know. Yeah. Hang on. Let's go. Yeah, let's go to the home page. I'd love to redesign this for him. I don't know. I think I'm in there. I hope so. Yep. Okay, I am. Good. Yeah, so my let me kind of move my mic there. Is that better? Yeah, so fan just kicking up a little bit here. Again, I'm still doing most of my work on my gaming PC. I haven't moved everything over on my new PC. So yeah, it's probably what you're hearing is a little bit of a, and this is a super sensitive mic that I'm using. Yep. Thanks, Aaron. All right, so APBA PC baseball. I'm never. It never ceases to amaze me that when I do a game for Baseball for Windows, people are looking at it with nostalgia, right? And it's like, wow, is that still available? It's like, yeah, it is. And unfortunately, John Herson, whatever, they're not doing a lot to remind people that this is still available. And it's not expensive. It's just been updated to version 6.0 or 6.1 now. So we're going to talk about that as well. Just and its price and everything, and go from there. Go from there, baby. Go from there. All right. So that being said, the first site we should visit, of course, is APBA site. Right. So they still sell this in a CD version if you choose for $40. I don't know why. I guess maybe for the 3 or 4 people out there that still have CD-ROM or DVD-ROM drives. And if you're one of those, you want to buy it on CD, you can pick up an external DVD-ROM drive for like $20. But it's also available as a download. $35. $35 is all this game costs. There's you got season discs here. Now I don't. The seasons are pretty much. There's only one 19th century season that you can actually buy, but there's another way around that too. But other than that, every season is available for this game. They are not, they're about the same price as you would pay for PC Replay Baseball. Some of them are, so like $25 per season. Now, if you have the Fan Park Encyclopedia, you can just create your own seasons. And a nice nod toward those of us who have owned the game for a long time. APBA does allow that sort of, just moving things right over. So I do have an original copy of Fan Park Encyclopedia. I run it in a virtual machine. In fact, I bought a $90 old Windows Vista PC just so I can install an XP virtual machine on it to migrate seasons and stuff like that. There are ways that you can find the Fan Park Encyclopedia. You have to be comfortable, of course, using sort of virtual drives and stuff like that, and comfortable using a virtual machine. But it is available, and it is available on the site that I'm going to show you right now, and then we'll get to that one. This is the digital skybox. So if you poke around this site, you can find the Fan Park Encyclopedia. I'm not going to get into the debate. Is it abandonware or not? I mean, it hasn't been around now for like 30 some years or whatever. I mean, this game came out, 1995. So my math sucks. It's been a while. So, but if you look, if you build it, they will come, whatever. New version I have doesn't say CD. Yeah, so it's in version 6.1, Aaron. So that they must have recently updated. Again, they're not very good at really telling people, hey, we've done this. But that being said, Digital Skybox is a really, really, really cool place to go. There's all kinds of stuff in here that you can get. You can pick up tons and tons and tons of managers for the game. I mean, there's literally thousands of managers available for Digital Skybox. You pay a little extra, you can get the Buck Miller Manager Collection if you want to do that, but you can find all kinds of amazing stuff here. And I am already over here. So let me see. I keep hitting members entrance, so I think I'm in there. He's always changing this site up. There we go. Utilities, add-ons. There's Skybox. There's managers list. Let's go to that. So if you join, and this costs like $22 a year, $22 a year, and look at all the managers that you can get. This is crazy, right? So you can get managers just for running draft leagues. So like the game I'm going to be doing today is a draft league, original franchise all-stars. It's 32 franchises, whatever. So these managers, and I haven't downloaded all of these at all. So you have draft managers, and then you also have managers that are designed for specific decades. Do remember that this game was using, a type of AI. Even back in the day, this was very, very trailblazing. So there's lots and lots and lots of just resources out there for baseball for Windows. We can look here at, in fact, and they link onto, APBA's main site as well. But let's also look at, I don't know, did he take down the ballparks? Looks like he did. But we'll get to where you can get ballparks for this game too, already pre-configured. Real nice. Okay. So Digital Skybox. This is another one. If you're thinking of getting into baseball for Windows and you want to pick up a bunch of free stuff, this is pretty good. For $22 a year, just getting those micromanagers is worth it. Now, I know a lot of folks in the community, you're not going to be playing 19th century or dead ball or 20s, 30s, or even 1940s baseball. But, from 50s onwards, still, there's just an absolute metric ton there you saw of managers to get. Yeah. So not sure what else. Here's utilities and add-ons here. Here's Dennis Willis Toolbox program that allows you to do a lot of stuff. I'm not going to take a lot of time, and this is an A+ lineup maker that you can do for this. Steel Limiter, Team Builder. There's Maco Joe's, Joe Sweeney's Maco Joe software. This has been around a while, so this is another little. In fact, it's not. I don't even know. Let's see. Can you even still download from this thing? Let's see, because it looks like it's on the Wayback Machine. Not surprised. You can see now this is old web. This is old web design here. Let's see if anything is downloadable here. Some things on the Wayback Machine still are. So, yeah, there's the micromanager editor, all that kind of stuff. Now I want to see if this is actually downloadable. Maybe it is, maybe it isn't. Yep, yes it is. So you can get it. So this allowed you to, there's a player editor in this, there's a multiple card viewer, there's a disc unscrambler. So even though there's a lot of things out there for APBA baseball card that will actually generate the APBA cards or whatever, this disc unscrambler, when you right click in Baseball for Windows, you can see what appears to be the player's APBA card, but it really isn't. This actually will show you the APBA card. There's a master game symbol adjuster, all kinds of stuff that you can do here. There's just so much. There's an AIM editor for this game if you want to get it. Again, you don't have to. There's a player editor, so do you want to create your own players? You can do it, which is really, really nice. The manager, one thing that allows you to do is you can kind of rename micromanagers. So a lot of these guys are going to be like Johnny McCoy and Duke Miller and what have you. But you can still no. So Aaron, it's $35. Yeah, so you're misunderstanding me. The game's $35 and it version 6.1, but I'm sure you can find the update. It's not they're charging $35 for the upgrade. Okay. It's $35 for the game. So when we bought it back then, it was $28. It was still 5.75. So like there's a stadium manager here. Lets you view a complete list of all your stadiums, blah, blah, blah. Disc unscrambler. So if you go to this page, this will show you what's available. So thank you, Wayback Machine, for that. Okay. Finally, let's do one more. Okay, we're going to do one more. And this is such a great site. I don't know who maintains it. It hasn't been updated in a long, long time. So you're able to successfully download the update. There you go. So the reason I didn't update to version 6.0 or 6.1 is because it's just adding in all the nonsense of, 21st century baseball, which I don't really care. Let me see if I can calm this fan down a little bit. And the other thing is you can't have both versions. Like the version 6.1 and version 5.75 don't coexist, which is bizarre, but there you go. I mean, but there's nothing wrong. You can't get the earlier version now in that way. So, but it's worth it. But let's look at what you can get here. So obviously for those of you that play other APBA games, there's stuff here for bowling, for football, golf, hockey, basketball. But obviously here we concentrate on baseball. So we'll click on data discs here. So first thing you can do is you can get some seasons here. There's a number of seasons you can download, as you can see. Okay. There's some all-time all-stars. In fact, here's the OFSAS disc right here. And I've tweaked it up a bit, but this is where it came from. And that's, you'll be seeing a game or listening to a game from that today. There's the birthday disc. There's the one-time wonders disc. There's some minor leagues in here. So you got Pacific Coast League in here, Japanese League 2006. Now I will warn you that if you are downloading some of these seasons, if it's a BKP file, you can easily restore it in the latest versions of Baseball for Windows. If it's a BCK, you need an older version of it. Or if you want me to, and you have the game, since I do have Baseball for Windows 5.5 running on a virtual machine, I would be glad to convert these for you if you want them. So just let me know for those of you that want. There's a lot of minor league baseball on here too. So you got that. So pretty cool, and it will give you installation instructions. Moving right along, here's some documents here. So starting pitchers with ZZ ratings or ZZ ratings, however you want to say it. J ratings, how they're determined. Basic game board enhancements. So you can, even for just APBA, right? There's a travel copy of the master game boards in works format. So if you're even an APBA cards and dice player, this is definitely worth visiting. It's got some schedule files on here if you want. So these might not work. These transactions you have to try to see. So as he says, proceed with caution. Okay. What else do you have? Well, you got managers, and it's not to the same extent that that you're going to find a digital skybox, but along with the managers that come with it, this is a really nice selection. I've managed games using Jake Conley, so really really good for first 30 years of the 20th century. And all of these guys are AIM managers. So you got Buckshot Williams here. Your 1930s and up AIM manager, tells you here. Best in the 1960s. Blind Catfish Thomas, gotta love it. This guy likes to run aggressively. It would tell you a little bit about them. Rabbit Schindel, I'm using in a 1911 thing I'm doing for Baseball for Windows, because he's done specifically for 1911. It was one of the trailblazing things about this game too, were that you could program managers, for an era, for a year, whatever. Hey, there's John DFW. Welcome in, John. Good to see you. So there's some micromanagers you can download. These are super easy to install. And in fact, back on that Digital Skybox site and on APBA's main site, APBA did something really cool. All the fan managers, let me bring that back up. I want to show you something, because I don't want you guys to be thinking I'm always dumping on John Herson. I'm not dumping on him at all. I'm pretty much just saying, come on, promote your game a little bit. So let's get back here to Baseball for Windows, and because I don't want to be, I feel remiss if I don't talk about this. Okay, so if you click in here, you go to Fan Managers, right? So you can get all these fan managers here, all these bundles if you want, which is really nice. And they provide support if you have all the fan managers, to just bring them in if you want. So I should say that these are all here, but you could also get these on Digital Skybox. But I just wanted to let you know that these are also supported here in APBA. Okay. Stadiums. This is probably the one you're going to hit the most. Digital Skybox has the best downloads for Baseball for Windows. Dan Burke, my favorite Irishman and favorite Baseball for Windows player. It does. Just show Digital Skybox. It's incredible. Although it looks like he took out the ballparks, but all those ballparks are really over here anyhow. So, but yeah, I love Digital Skybox. Let me mute this for a second, guys. Be right back. All right, thanks, guys. I am back. Yeah, so Dan here saying he's hoping they would replace those ballparks with new ones. We'll see. Yeah, I really wish they would just. It would be nice to, because creating ballparks for this game is a drag. Luckily, most of the ballparks you're going to want, you're going to be able to find here. There's a few missing, but very, very, very few. And again, sometimes maybe when you're playing, you're just going to have to say, okay, well, you're just going to have to pretend it's this park because I don't have this park. But you've got U.S. Cellular, Fenway, Kauffman, Miami, all over there. There's another, there's Arlington, a couple Arlingtons. There's Bank One, bunch of different versions of that. There's Busch Stadium all over the place, Camden. So, I mean, you're pretty well set. As far as current Major League Stadium, even PNC made it in. Yay! Again, I don't know when this site was last updated, but this is good stuff. Minor league stadiums, there's a little handful of minor league ballparks as well. So these could serve as nice stand-ins, even if there's maybe a ballpark that you've been looking for and you don't have. And then there's a really good list of historical stadiums as well. So there you go. So I just wanted to kind of show you guys what is available out there for baseball for Windows. The other thing is, again, the interface. I think this freaks people out because of its modularity. But still no exhibition stadium. I know. And Dan, I've been looking and trying, working with the documentation I can have to create one's own stadiums in this, and it just doesn't make sense to me. There's one tiny little step I seem to keep missing because it's not loading, and I don't know if it's what I'm doing to convert the program or the image to another image file format. It shouldn't be, but yeah, they are a pain. They're awful. They're awful. So once I figure it out, though, look out, man. For those of us who play baseball for Windows, I'm going to be making a ton of ballparks, a ton. So there's just one little step I'm missing, and I'm trying to figure out if it's the file conversion or what. But yeah, they're not fun to create. So the modularity of this program does kind of, I think, scare people because you can only have one thing up at a time, right? So like if you double click on an icon that says APBA baseball, it will take you to the game, right? But for a lot of people, it's like, oh, why set up all this stuff in League Manager? Why isn't it showing up? Well, because you've got to actually play the game if you're doing a season replay or you're doing a project like this from the main menu. It's just, or from the League Manager, okay? So here, this is really the nerve center of the game. This is where when you've got everything set up in advanced draft, this is where you're setting everything up. And you know what? There's probably about as many menu choices as there are in Action PC Baseball. And this one is probably the one that's most intensive. So I'm going to open up advanced draft. I can't have both open at the same time because, again, they talk to one another. So let me close this and let me open advanced draft. There we go. So advanced draft, this is where you can set up leagues and set up your teams. So if we go here and we'll just bring up that one that we had right there, right? So again, that's all. That's really all you have to know for as far as the menu choices. A lot of it is double clicking and right clicking things and stuff like that. So if I'm double clicking here and I want to look at the Philadelphia Athletics and their roster, it's that simple. And then I can double click on Jimmy Fox, and there's Jimmy Fox's card for the game, and you can look at it, and that's it. It's really easy. It does open a lot of windows. Just close them. Look at somebody else. Here, let's look at Gettysburg Eddie Plank. There he is. There he is. This is where you're going to give the teams their names, where you're going to decide league structures, if you want to move teams. Maybe you have another project where you just want to take maybe you have something like this set up, and maybe you just want to take some club and move to another league that you've created, where you can just right click on the Chicago Cubs here, and I can I did the there we go. So you can export, you can move things around, everything like that, and that's the same way with players. So let's look at the New York Mets. So if Todd Hundley, if I wanted to put Todd Hundley in another league and still keep him here, then I can just sort of transfer him, and he'll still stay here. Okay, but that's it. It's not hard at all. And Aaron, I always use Aaron as an example. Here's a person who is sightless, and within a few days, he was navigating all the modules in this thing. Okay. Let's go ahead and close this, and we'll go back to League Manager. Okay. All right, we're back. And there's a lot of flexibility to this game as well. A lot of flexibility. So if you want to, you could just dump if I wanted to do this, I mean, I could make a backup copy of this data disk here, and I could dump all of these guys into a draft pool, and I would refer you to Derek Bain's tutorial on doing conducting a draft in this game. It is involved, but it's involved in any game, and just what you can do in this. Just so if you would buy this, and then you just bought you went on there and just then downloaded a couple of these original franchise all-stars, you've got enough baseball to last you for ages, just right there. And of course, the Ernie Harwell voice is not a narrator. It's not the Microsoft narrator type thing. It's something that was way ahead of its time, actually. So, Aaron, I helped you get started, but when I came back, I'm like, whoa, Aaron's flying all over this place. So there's no excuse. In fact, between the two, and this has nothing to do with the fact that this is not APBA over Strat, cards, dice thing, whatever. I think this is much cleaner. I used to play Strat PC baseball, and to create a league like this in Strat PC baseball is a royal pain in the rump, gents. It really, really is. In this game, it's super, super easy. You create a data disk and you just start importing teams, importing players. If you're comfortable with pure sim baseball, you'd be well at home with this. I remember trying to do something like this with Strat PC, and I was on the Strat PC boards almost daily, just trolling around for answers and stuff like that. Never had to go on the any APBA message boards or anything. And by the way, for APBA, also Delphi forums, APBA, a lot of resources, a lot of cool stuff there, not only for the cards and dice game, but also for baseball for Windows. So there we go. All right. So that being said, now we got to pick a game here. And some of these games, or some of these I might have assigned managers to. There's a few that I did, but maybe I should unassign, and I think I will. Let's do that. Let's unassign some whatever. There we go. For team, Chicago Cubs. And let's just make this manual and click OK. Just because there's some games that I think will be fun to show down the road. And some of these teams I did this for because I'm just not terribly interested. Now, Brooklyn, I don't know why I assigned somebody for the Brooklyn, which I had to rename the Bums. But there you go. So that's manual. So this is also to show you, too, how you assign managers in this game. Super easy. So let's pick another one. I've got to unassign a manager. So just click somewhere in the box, and you go to lineups for team, or set manager. Right. So go to Colorado Rockies. There you go. Just click manual. But if you want an auto manager, these are the manuals, the managers I've installed now, which is more than enough, really. But yeah. Okay. And Florida, again, a team I don't really care about too much, but somebody might, so why not? Why not, right? keep going to the wrong thing. That's me being an idiot. It's me being an idiot. There we go. And let's do manual. Okay. This game also has a great fatigue system in it. So this doesn't just track player fatigue in terms of getting tired, but also if a player throughout your season isn't getting playing time, he'll start getting itchy. Itchy. Yeah, he will. So that can affect his performance, sometimes in a positive way. So you kind of have to manage that. But the cool thing about the AIM is you can set just sort of how much, like we go to AIM and schedules advanced injury management. So I always set it for all injuries and fatigue. So that means if this guy's get the flu, he'll miss the game. He'll be out. But you can set for no AIM. But let me caution you about AIM. You've got to make sure if you have that turned off, you got to make sure that the manager that you're using is also not an AIM manager. But you know what? You can just set this to fatigue only, then you don't have to worry about that stuff. Game injuries, what have you. You can also reduce injuries. Here's where you can set pitcher durability. So right now I have it set at late 20th century to kind of evens things out, but you can do that. So it's really cool. But again, the fact that players can get itchy also affects, they might overplay and get injured. So it's a really unique fatigue system. Yeah. So as Dan says, AIM was truly ahead of its time in baseball for Windows. It really is. And still is. Even the game that is my favorite baseball game, Out of the Park Baseball, doesn't do the kind of fatigue that this does, right? And Action PC Baseball does it by numbers and stuff like that and will penalize. But none of those games have this, okay, wow, a player hasn't been in and for a while. So you got to give him some innings, you got to give him some at bats or whatever. You can set how much. So, and here they are too. So available, bushed, itchy, tired, and worn out. So, and you can have it pause the game. So if you're just managing one team in a season replay or whatever in your project, do this. It will save all your box scores. I can do a lot in this game. And if you ever get lost, this game has one of the best help systems that you can imagine. It's very good. It's very contextual. There's a lot to it. But again, with any game, you're going to have with more moving parts, you're going to have a lot to learn, and that's okay. I mean, there's the game's index. Do you have to know all this stuff? Absolutely not. But I think the other thing too with baseball for Windows is it kind of gets sold a little short. It's like, well, yeah, but it's not really a very deep baseball game. It is very deep. It's very deep, and it's got all the managing, pretty much a lot of the managing that you're going to want in this. There's certain things you can't do, like shift left, shift right. But for its time, again, there's enough managing here that you can do and have fun. And I think you guys have heard enough of my voice, so we're going to go ahead into the play screen and find a game and let Ernie take over. All right. Yeah, because in fact, somebody had messaged me in the comments, hey, you got an email where I can send some screenshots of some cool baseball for Windows games I've been playing and stuff like that. So it makes me happy. All right, let's pick a game here to play. I'm not sure yet, Aaron. I'm not sure. We're going to have a I would go ahead and get well, let's see if you guys can put up with a little bit of echo for a minute, because you are going to hear the crowd for a moment twice. Let's see what we got. All right, so let's play a manual game. Okay. So hopefully that's not too distracting. All right, possible games for today. We have the Tigers at the Brewers, the Philadelphia Athletics at the Washington Senators, Mariners at White Sox, Rangers at Twins, Royals at the St. Louis Browns, Braves at New York Giants, or the Astros at San Diego Padres. So if it were up to me, I would probably do the Atlanta Braves versus the New York Giants. But you know, whoever wants to, if somebody wants to pick something from those matchups, that's fine. But I think we'll just go with this. And this is going to be, I did more talking than Ernie's going to probably do here. So let's just do Braves at Giants. And I'll show you what I'm doing here. So these ballparks here, these are not available on the APBA zip site. So if anybody wants these, let me know. Yeah. All right. Well, we're going to go Braves Giants, Aaron. We got you. All right. So we're going to do, I'm just going to set, I want the manager, I just want these to be managed by both computer. So I'm just going to hit auto, select my manager. And Johnny McCoy is a really good overall manager, and he comes with the game. So we're going to do Johnny McCoy, click OK. And then we're going to do the same thing here for the Giants. We're going to click OK. And then we're going to get into the game. And I might bust in every once in a while and show you a couple other things like how to change team colors and stuff like that. But I'm going to get mute and let's get the festivities going.
Hello again, everybody. It's series time. I'm Ernie Harwell, and welcome to New York Giants baseball. This is a national pastime on APBA, the voice of baseball in your home since 1951. We're coming to you from out here at the park. Today, the visiting Atlanta Braves will test the Giants at home. This is the championship series, game number 3 in this 162-game series. Baseball is sport, and we'll share with you what we see on the field. Right now, they're tied up. 1-1 at home. Their record now, 1-1. The Giants take the field here in the first. Manager McCoy sends out his squad this way. Terry at first base. Frisch at second. Jackson the shortstop. Lindstrom at third. Across the outfield. In left, it's Youngs. In center, Donlin. And over in right, Ott. Bresnahan is behind the plate and on the mound for the Giants. The right-handed Keith. For Keith, his first appearance in the series. He can string the K's together. He will be facing Brave starter, right-hander Maddox. We'll tell you about him in the bottom half. So settle in. This is a championship game. Bruton will start it off here on the first. He's a left-handed batter. In the series, Bruton is now 1 for 6. He's walked once. He's stolen 1 base. Batter set. Keith prepares to come home. Keith brings it to the plate. Low, ball 4. Bruton hustles down to first. Bruton on at first. Mion up the bat. In the series, Mion is now 0 for 6. He's walked once. Hit by the pitch once. Bruton at first has wings.
Yeah, I've got to cancel this. I've got to see what this is going on. I think that sometimes I think it might have had a little bit of a hiccup. So we're going to go ahead and cancel this and go back. And I got to, maybe when I was mucking about in the schedule there, is what was going on. Because, yeah, this is definitely not set as a series. So let's jump out of this. But what I wanted to mention about this league, too, is that The New York Giants and the San Francisco Giants have their own distinct teams. The LA Dodgers, Brooklyn Dodgers, their own distinct teams. So that's why you weren't seeing Willie McCovey, Willie Mays, or anybody in that Giants lineup. This is New York Giants. And Willie Mays is on the San Francisco Giants. But let's see what's going on here, because I might have done something. Yeah, see, there we go. Regular season. Boop. I think I accidentally just clicked. So now we're good. That's all I had to do. But actually, happy little accident there, guys. So if you want to set up just a World Series, or you want to, whatever you can do, maybe even this is kind of a cheating way to do a tournament in this game. Just set it up as semifinals or quarterfinals or what have you. Put in those teams. You want to do a World Series, put in 2 teams. You want to just recreate an all-star game, do that. So actually, happy accident. All right, let's try this again. Oh my God. All right, so we're good. Regular season. Let me make sure I didn't have to reapply that, because that was a bit of a drag, wasn't it? Good catch there, Aaron. Yep, we're regular. We're good. We're good. We're good. All right. Here we go again. Here we go again. Hopefully, at least the sound is coming through of Ernie. There's not a lot to watch in this game, that's for sure. Yeah, you can do preseason string training, right? Yep. Yep. All right, let's do this again. You know what? Let's just do Tigers Brewers. We'll just do the Tigers Brewers, since they're just the top of the list now. There we go. What a pretty ballpark that is, huh? All right, going to mute, guys.
Well, hi, everybody. I'm Ernie Harwell. And welcome to Milwaukee Brewers Baseball. Keep your windows open and let the baseball in. We've got plenty of action here on APBA. We're coming to you from out here at the park. Today, the visiting Detroit Tigers will test the Brewers at home. Their record now, 2-0. Game number 3 of 3 here in Milwaukee. The Brewers have snookered the Tigers so far. The Brewers take the field here in the first. Here's how it lines up defensively for the Brewers. Cooper at first base. Molitor at second. Yount, the shortstop. Cirillo at third. The outfield consists of Vaughn in left field, Ogilvy in center field, and Serhoff over in right. Nilsson is behind the plate and on the mound for the Brewers. The right-handed Bozio. He will be facing Tigers starter, right-hander Mullins. So settle in. We're ready to start this game. Gehringer will start the first. Charlie with an enviable track record as a hitter so far. 1 for 8. He's walked once. Nilsson ready to receive. Bozio winds up. Hot smash to Molitor. Takes it on one hop. Over to Cooper at first. 1 away. One away. First inning. Keane now walks out the bat. Excellent credentials with the stick on the season. 1 for 9 when the Tigers need a base runner. Keane is the guy they want up there. Catcher ready. And the pitch comes in. scorched, but right at Cooper. He snatches it in midair, and Keene gives Cooper the stare. 2 down. The next Tigers batter is Cobb. He's a left-handed batter, batting third. The Tigers have 2 down, nobody on. On his numbers, one of the very best on the year. 3 for 9. Mosiel poised. Here's a pitch from Mosiel. A high drive to deepest center. Ogilvy has it all the way. Side retired. For the Tigers, 3 up, 3 down. Tigers, nothing. Brewers coming up. For the Tigers, their record now, 0-2. In the league, they enter this game 6th in batting average at .205. 4th in steals with no. The Tigers take the field here in the first. McCoy has set his opening slate. Cash at first base. Gehringer at second. Keene, the shortstop. Kell at third. The outfield consists of Crawford in left field, Cobb in center field, and Kaline over and right. Parrish is behind the plate, and today the Brewers will try to solve the righty Mullen. Leading off, Young. A bat to watch to date. 2 for 9, 1 homer, 2 ribbies. He's walked once. Parrish set. Mullen into the wind. Young lunges at it, and that's strike 3. 1 down. Nilsson getting ready to go. Dave comes up there to hit. It's hard to keep Nilsson off the base pass. Mullen ready. The pitch. Way outside. Nilsson draws a base on balls. That was Nilsson's first walk of the season. 1 gone. First inning. 1 on. Cooper gets set to bat against Mullen. Cooper at the plate to hit. So far this season, 2 hits in 5 trips. Nilsson, a decent runner. Cooper stands in. Mullen will go to work on him. Mullen fires it in. Routine grounder to second. Gehringer scoops it. Oh, trouble getting it out of his glove. No play at second. Now he flips to Cash for the out. 2 down. Nilsson moves up. Two away. First inning. 1 on. Vaughn for hit. He can surprise you at the plate on the season. 3 for 9. He's walked once. Average speed at second.
All right, I wanted to pop back on here to show you a couple of the things you can do in game. So you notice here that the colors are wrong for these teams, but pretty easy to change, which is kind of cool. So if I right-click here, and if I go to colors, all right, so we're looking Tigers as the visiting team. So we're going to give them that kind of tiger orange, right? Let's do that. So we want visiting player background and make it orange. And then let's do the text. We're going to leave the text as black. So Tigers are fixed. And then we just go the same thing with the Brewers. We right-click, go to colors, and whatever a good Brewers color is. I have no idea. I'm not a fan of the Brewers. So probably this will work, I guess. So home player background, boom, click that. And we're going to give them white text. Make it a little easier to see. And let me see. Yeah, there we go. That looks more Brewers-ish. The other thing you can do is increase the size of the font. You can change the background colors of the scoreboard, make the scoreboard larger. You can position players around if you want, just for aesthetics. There you go. Hold the control key and just drag. So I know it's kind of hard to read, but this game isn't really one to watch. It's more one to listen to. So, but just wanted to give you a little bit of So if we wanted to move this scoreboard up, boink, there we go. Now we get to see a little bit more Milwaukee County Stadium. So good to see D. Scott Howard and good to see Cousin Ken. Here we had a fun little chat last night with Derek Bain and John Riccinelli. Good stuff. I think you guys would have enjoyed it. I know, Cuz, you would have. You definitely would have had some good questions, I'm sure. So we're gonna have Derek on again with some more focused kind of stuff. Last night was a sort of overview intro, and even after they left, we were on here till 3 a.m, guys, or something. It was a long one. So. All right. Anyhow, back to the game.
Right-hander Mullen, ready. The offering. A blast to the opposite field. No doubt about this one. It's long gone. Way over the fence and right. Home run for Vaughn. And Nilsson scores ahead of him. So they collect 2 on the Vaughn homer, his first home run of the season, and the Brewers go ahead by 2-0 first inning. And Vaughn now has 3 runs batted in on the season. Ogilvy, bat in hand. Ben, the feared slugger so far, 2 for 6. Ben has 1 homer on the season. He's knocked in 3. Right-hander Mullen, ready. He delivers. There's a looping line to the left. Crawford will have to hurry. Charging hard. And he makes a shoestring catch right off a tall blade of grass. Side retired. The half for the Brewers, 2-1-0. So they move in front after 1-2-0 Brewers. Cash, Kaline, then Crawford, due up for Detroit. Here's Cash to start it off. A hero in the bleachers. This is his second game to date. 0 for 1. Mozio gets set to pitch. Now Mozio pitches. High fly left center. Ogilvy roams over. He'll get there and does. 1 down. One away. Next to bat for Detroit is Kaline. Kaline at the plate to hit. So far at the plate, 1 for 8. He's walked once. Catcher ready. The delivery from Mozio. Bloop to second. Just out of reach. Kaline rounds first and holds. He's on with a single. Crawford is the next hitter. An outstanding batsman. Nilsson ready to receive. First baseman Cooper right on the bag. The pitch. Crawford lines one deep to right. Surhoff racing back. He has it. 2 gone. Kaline is tagging. But the coach holds him at first. Parrish is now up. Parrish belts them all on the year. 1 for 3. The slugger stands in. Catcher Nilsson sets his target. Kaline takes a good lead. Here's the pitch. Lofted to center. Ogilvy is over. He's under it. This should do it. And he takes it in. And the side is retired. The half for the Tigers. No runs on 1 hit. They lead 1. They had a chance but could not convert. Brewers still with a 2-run lead. We go to the bottom of the 2nd inning. Cirillo, Surhoff, and Molitor due up for Milwaukee. Leading off, Cirillo. Cirillo at the plate to hit. This is his second game on the season. 0 for 5. Mullen prepared to work. Mullen over the offering. High fly left center. Cobb roams over. He'll get there and does. 1 down. Surhoff gets set to face Mullen, batting left. Surhoff at the plate to hit. Pitcher Mullen set to go. He lets it go. Surhoff lashes one to right toward the gap. Kaline races over it, but he won't get it. Surhoff is going for 2, and there will be a play at second. The tag safe on a very close play. Double for Surhoff. For Surhoff, his first double of the season, and that's his first hit this season. 1 down, second inning, 1 on. It's now Molitor the bat. Hits for average. So far this season, 4 for 6. Paul waits. Catcher ready. Surhoff extending his lead. The pitch, punch to left. It drops safely. Crawford collects the ball. Surhoff rounds third. The throw comes into Kell, and they're holding Surhoff at third. One out, second inning, 2 on. The bottom of the second inning. Here's a pitcher, Mozio. Chris taking his first at bat of the season. The batter stands in. Mullen gets set to pitch. Infield looking for the bunt. To the plate. Mozio looks at strike 3. 2 away. Brewers with runners at the corners. 2 gone. The bottom of the second inning. Next to bat for Milwaukee is Young. Robin has driven home 2 runs for the season. Catcher ready. Surhoff with a head fake at third. The pitch. This one might fly. Crawford backpedals at the warning track. Now at the wall. He's run out of room. Young with a 3-run dinger. So Young wins this round with a 3-run homer, his second home run of the season, and the Brewers leave the Tigers behind 5-0. And Young now has 5 runs batted in on the season. Nilsson getting ready to go. Parrish crouched down now. The pitch. Didn't mean to swing. A slow roller to the left side. Keane will have to rush his throw, and he gets Nilsson. Nice play, and that's out number 3. The half for the Brewers. 3 runs, 3 hits, no errors. So the Brewers have now taken a big lead. Brewers up 5-0. Kell, Mullins, and Gehringer due up for Detroit. To get it going, Kell. George, a strong hitter on the season. 3 for 9. Nilsson set. The pitch. Grounded to third, off his chest. He keeps it in front of him. The throw to first. And he's out. 1 down. Mullins up. George taking his first at bat of the season. Mozio gets set to work on him. And now the pitch. Just missed. Ball 1. Mullen back in the box. Nilsson crouched down now. The pitch. Hit to straightaway center field. Should be no trouble. Ogilvy moves under it. And Mullen is gone. And that's the second out. Gehringer is the next hitter. Mozio prepares to come home. The offering from Mosio. Swung on, smashed toward the gap in right center. Ogilvy is racing back. Hits over his head, off the wall. He's chasing it down. Gehringer hits second on the full steam, and he puts on the brakes. The coach is holding him up. Double for Gehringer. For Gehringer, his first double of the season. Keane coming up. Mosio prepared to work. Mosio now. It's line to center field. Ogilvy is chasing it down. Still after it. He's up with it. Gehringer is well around third. They're waving Gehringer in, and he scores. As the throw comes into second, Keane holds it first for the single. So Keane with a ribby single. The Tigers are on the board. Score 5-1. Here comes Cobb to take his cuts. Right-hander Mosio ready. Mosio comes home. Grounded to third. This should do it. Throws to second. And that's out number 3. For the Tigers, 1 run on 2 hits, no errors. They leave 1. They score, but still trailed by 4. Brewers leading by 4. 5-1, and we'll go to the home half. The Brewers now send up the heart of their order to face Mullen. The 3-4-5 hitters, Cooper, Vaughn, and Ogilvy. Cooper starts it for the Brewers. Mullen prepares to come home. Mullen brings it. Sky-high pop fly, twisting into foul ground off third. Kell settles under it. Easy does it. And he bags it for the out. 1 down. Vaughn up there. Vaughn relaxes himself at the plate. Mullen prepared to work. The pitch. Lofted deep to center field. Cobb roams over. He has it measured. He hauls it in, and that's the second out. Next batter, Ogilvy. The slugger stands in. Parrish crouched down now. Mullen into the wind. Lofted to center. Cobb has the range and the bead. And he puts it away. That's 3 away. The Tigers retire the side in order. Brewers up 5-1. The Tigers will have Cash, Kaline, and Crawford here in the 4th. Cash to lead it off. Mosio prepared to work. Now the delivery. Cash lays off the pitch. Ball 4. Cash takes his base. That was Cash's first walk of the season. Kaline is now up. Nilsson sets up. Mosio kicks and delivers. Ground ball to first. Cooper's up with it. Throws to second for 1. Back to first for 2. They turn it. A double play. Next batter, Crawford. In the box now. Catcher ready. The pitch. Crawford sends one to left center. Ogilvy is racing over. Vaughn is on the run. And Ogilvy makes the catch. 3 down. That'll do it for Detroit. No runs on no hits, so they do not tally. The score still stands 5-1 Brewers as we head for the bottom of the 4th inning. Cirillo, Serhoff, and Molitor to bat next. Cirillo leading it off. Mullen gets set to work on him. The pitch. Mullen misses. Ball 4. Cirillo will go to first. That was Cirillo's first walk of the season. Brewers hitter Serhoff. Batter waits. And here comes Tigers manager McCoy. He's asking Mullen for the ball. McCoy is calling for a new pitcher. And lefty Hiller takes the mound to face Surhoff. So Mullen is yanked early. He goes only 3 innings. The line on him, 5 runs. So far, on 4 hits, 2 homers, walk 2. He struck out 2. He's responsible for the runner. He can only lose it. For Hiller, this is his first appearance. He's a southpaw. He'll try to hold him to let the Tigers get back in it. Hiller is finished with his warm-up pitches. The umpire is brushing off the plate. We're ready to go. BJ ready. Hiller gets set to work on him. The pitch. Swung on, grounded to Cal at third. Only one play. The long throw to first. Got him. 1 down. Cirillo moves to second on the play. Next up, Milwaukee hitter Molitor. The hitter stands in. Hiller looking home. Here's a pitch. Wrapped back to the mound, and he spears it. Looks Cirillo back to second. Now he throws to first, and that's the second out. Cirillo holds. Next batter, Mozio. Hiller looking in at the target. He lets it go. Upstairs with a fast one. Mozio doesn't offer, and Hiller gets the call. He's out on strikes. 3 down. The line for the Brewers, 0-0-0. They leave 1. The score still 5-1. Brewers leading. Bottom of the lineup, Parrish, Kell, and Hiller coming up. Here's Parrish to lead it off. Parrish, a fierce hitter. Nilsson ready to receive. The pitch comes in. Popped up, back toward the screen. Nilsson throws off his mask. It's out of play. Strike 1. Parrish ready to take on Mozio again. Mozio is ready to fire it in. Now the pitch. Called strike, and that just nipped the corner. Strike 2. Parrish stands in again. Right-hander Mozio ready. The 2-strike pitch. Off the end of the bat, Cooper moves for it, and he spears it, waves off Mozio, and he steps on first for the out. 1 down. Now coming to bat for the Tigers, Kell. When the Tigers need a base runner, Kell is the guy they want up there. Kell stands in. Mozio looking in. The pitch. Routine grounded to second. He's up with it. He flips to Cooper, and they get him. 2 down. Hiller walking up the bat. Right-handed Mozio goes to the set position. Tigers skipper McCoy walking down the bench. McCoy is taking pitcher Hiller out of the game. Heilman is enlisted to hit for him. That's right. He grabs a bat and heads toward the plate. Hiller pitched 1 inning. His line, no runs on no hits. Heilman to bat. Batter facing Mozio. Pitcher Mozio eyeing Heilman. Now he's ready. Mozio fires it in. Heilman tops the ball. It bounces to the left side, past Cirillo. And by a lunging yount into left. That ball had eyes, and Heilman is on with a single. Gehringer coming up. Charlie waits. Mozio will go to work on him. The pitch. Cut on. It's a high fly. Straightaway center. Ogilvy has it measured. This should do it. And he takes it in, and the side is retired. The half for the Tigers. No runs, one hit. They leave one. Brewers still with a 4-run lead. We go to the bottom of the 5th inning. Milwaukee now will send out the top of the order. Young, Nilsson, and Cooper. Newhouser is coming on to pitch for the Tigers. The left-hander, Newhouser, comes into this game with a 0 ERA. This is his 2nd appearance. He's worked 1/3 of an inning. He'll try to hold him to let the Tigers get back in it. Here's Young to start it off. Newhouser takes a few warm-up pitches. He's rubbing up the ball. We're ready to go. Newhouser prepares to come home. Newhouser over the offering. Young waves at one in the dirt, and he's a strikeout victim. One away. Nilsson coming up. He is dangerous. The slugger stands in. Left-hander Newhouser ready. The pitch. Nilsson laces it into the gap in right. It's the tweener to the wall, and Nilsson pulls into second base standing up. Cooper to face Newhouser. Cecil, a slugger. Catcher Parrish sets his target. The pitch. Hit like a shot. Gehringer waves on it, but it's by him into right. Nilsson rounds third. The throw comes into cash, and they're holding Nilsson at third. Next batter, Vaughn. Already has a homer in this game, his first. Vaughn, 1 for 2, knocked in 2. Parrish set. Infield drawn in. He brings it home. Low. Ball 4. Gregg hustles down to first. That fills the bases. Okay, bases all loaded up. 1 out. The bottom of the 5th inning. Ogilvy gets set to face Newhouser. Batting left. Ogilvy is 0 for 2. On the season, Ogilvy has 3 runs batted in. Ogilvy relaxes himself at the plate. Parrish set. Infield deep. Newhouser with the pitch. Ball 4. And Newhouser dishes a free pass. And that walks in a run. And the bases are still loaded. That was Ogilvy's first walk of the season. It's now 6-1 ball game. That gives Ogilvy 4 RBI on the season. The Brewers have 1 away. Bases sold out. We have Cirillo coming up to hit, hitting 6th. Cirillo waits. Parrish crouched down now. Infield back at double play depth. The runners take their lead. Newhouser with the pitch. He goes down on strikes. 2 away. And he leaves the bases loaded. It's now the port side swinger, Surhoff, to the bat. 2 gone. Bases loaded for Milwaukee. Newhouser gets set to pitch. Newhouser comes to him. Hit down the line inside third. Kell backhands it and tags third to retire the side. For the Brewers, a run on 2. Hits. 3 man left on base. So the ship is sailing, and the Tigers are not aboard. After 5, 6-1, Brewers. Well, folks, the clouds have moved in quickly here in Milwaukee. Here comes the rain. The umpire is calling time. And they're calling them in.
Don't know why There's no sun up in the sky, stormy weather. Since me and that good gal of mine ain't together, it keep raining all the time. I hope it don't rain now. Let's play ball.
And they're finally rolling back the tarp. We'll see if these pitches are still fresh. Let's play some baseball. The big hitters coming up against Mosio. 2, 3, 4. Keene, Cobb, and Cash. Keene leading it off. Keene, a power hitter. Now Mosio, ready. Here's the pitch. Cut on, routine fly to left field. Vaughn drifts over, plenty of room, and he covers it, one down. Next batter, Cobb. Ty, very discriminating at the plate. Nilsson sets up. The pitch from Mosio. Grounded to the right side, Molitor to his left. And it sneaks through. Single for Cobb. Cash getting ready to go. Right-hander Mosio ready. The pitch. It's a shot down the line to right. Into the corner. Surhoff chasing it down. Cobb is around third. He will slow boat it home. Cash hits second on the full steam. He's headed for third. Here comes Surhoff's throw. The slide. And he's safe on a close play. Triple and an RBI for Cash. So they score one on a triple, and the Tigers get another one back. Score 6-2, and that's his first hit this season. That's Cash, his first run batted in of the season. Kaline steps up to face Mosio. One on at third, one out. He singled earlier. Al waits. Mosio now set. Brewers playing for the out at first. Now the pitch, fastball. It's a number to the left of the mound. Young charges. He declines the play at the plate. The throw to first. And he's gone. But the run scores. And the Tigers get another one back. Score 6-3. That's Kaline's first run batted in of the season. The top of the sixth inning. Crawford up to hit. Sam 0 for 2. Mosio staring in, ready to work. He brings it in. Grounded toward Young. He feels it. Takes his time, throws over to Cooper. And Crawford is gone. And that's out number 3. The half for the Tigers. 2-2-0. They score, but still trail by 3. Brewers up 6-3. Molitor, Mosio, and Young to bat next. Molitor leading it off. Hall has some pop in his bat. Batter waits. Parrish crouched down now. The pitch. Hit to straightaway center field. Should be no trouble. Cobb moves under it. And Molitor is gone. One away. Next up, pitcher Mosio. One away. Nobody on. Mosio steps up to the plate. Newhouser prepares to come home. The pitch. Upstairs with a fast one. Mosio doesn't offer. And Newhouser gets the call. He's out on strikes. 2 down. Mosio is now struck out 3 times. Next up, Milwaukee hitter Young. Newhouser will go to work on him. Now he comes home with it. Check swing. He went around. 3 down. Yount is now struck out 3 times. So the Bruins go down 1-2-3. The score is still 6-3 Milwaukee as we go to the top of the 7th inning. The Tigers will send out the bottom of the lineup. Parrish, Kell, and Newhouser. To get it going, Parrish. Awesome power. Catcher ready. Mozio delivers. Parrish lunges at it, and that's strike 3. 1 down. Now coming to bat for the Tigers, Kell. George can get on. Mozio focuses in on the target. He cranks and fires. Bounce to short. Yount to his right. He has it, and he throws him out for the second out. Newhouser getting ready to go. Hal taking his first at bat of the season. He stands in. Mozio staring in, ready to work. Tigers manager McCoy looking at his score sheet. You can mark pitcher Newhouser out for the Tigers. McCoy not letting him bat. He's sending Greenberg to the plate. That's right. He shoulders a bat and heads toward the plate. Newhouser pitched 2 innings. The game for Newhouser. 1 earned run on 2 hits. Greenberg getting ready to go. A showstopper. Looking for his first hit. 0-for-9. Hank waits. Mozio looking home. He cranks and fires. Swung on, chopping ground ball up the middle. Yount is over. Stabs for it, and it's through. Base hit for Greenberg, and that's his first hit this season. Gehringer comes up to bat. Charlie can pound the ball. Mozio looking in at the target. Mozio now. Yanked to right. Base hit. Surhoff fields the ball. Greenberg says one around second. But the coach is signaling to stop. He'll hold at second. As the throw comes in, the Tigers put 2 singles back to back. That's Gehringer's second hit of the game. Two on, the top of the 7th inning. Keane for hit. Harvey has some pop in his bat. 1 RBI for Harvey this season. He had a hit earlier. Mozio climbs the mound, righty against righty. Mozio looking in. Mozio rocks and fires. On the ground to deep short. Yount can't get there. It's through for a base hit. Vaughn running in. Still coming. Greenberg is well around third. Gehringer is rounding second. They're waving Greenberg in. Here comes a throw home. Here's a play at the plate. And he's in standing. And Gehringer holds at second. Keane is on with a single. So Keane with a ribby single, and the Tigers get 1 back. They are within 2. Score 6-4. Well, Gehringer on second. Keane on first. 2 away. Cobb gets set to face Mozio. Cobb belts them all. Ty has 1 RBI on the season. He already has a hit in this game. If the Tigers are going to score, then it will take a 2-out hit. Cobb brushes his shirt, wipes his hand on his shirt front, taps the bat. Oh, he doesn't like that one. He'll get a new one. He's back. Mozio is on the slab. Cash swings 3 bats on deck. Nelson ready to receive. The runners take their lead. Mozio brings it home. Easy bounce at Molitor. He stops it. Flips the first for the out. For the Tigers, a run on 3 hits. They leave 2. They had good chances for more, but still trailed by 2. Brewers over the Tigers, 6-4, and they'll try to add to that lead coming up. Okay, folks, on your feet. Take a break for the 7th inning stretch.
Take me up to the ball game. Take me up to the crowd. Buy me some peanuts and Cracker Jack. I don't care if I ever get back while it's root for the whole team. They know when it's a shame. Well, it's 1, 2, 3, thank you, I'm happy.
The big hit is coming up. 2, 3, 4. Nelson, Cooper, and Vaughn. Hernandez is coming on to pitch for the Tigers. The left-hander, Hernandez, comes into this game with a 6.75 ERA. This is his 3rd appearance. He's worked 1 1/3. Nelson will get it started for the Brewers. Nelson, a fierce hitter. Hernandez takes a few warm-up pitches. He's rubbing up the ball. We're ready to go. Nelson steps up to the plate. Hernandez will go to work on him. The delivery. It's roped hard to right. Kaline is after it and takes it on the bounce. Nelson has to hold first. He's on with a single. That's Nelson's 2nd hit of the game. Cooper gets set to bat against Hernandez for Milwaukee. Nelson on first, no one out. Cecil, a feared slugger. Nelson has legs, but he doesn't use them that often. Hernandez staring in, ready to work. Quick move to the plate. Popped up in foul territory. Parrish scrambles back toward the screen. It's playable, and he makes the catch. 1 away. One down, 7th inning, 1 on. Next to bat for Milwaukee is Vaughn from the right. Hernandez prepares to come home. Hernandez into his motion. Delivers. It's hit hard over 3rd. Base hit. Crawford is racing to the line, still running. He picks it up. Nelson rounds 3rd. They're waving him in. Here comes the throw home. Here's a play at the plate, and Nelson's out. Just missed getting in. Oh, those Tigers. They nip him trying to score. Nelson just doesn't have the wheels for that, and Vaughn holds with a double. Ogilvy gets set to bat against Hernandez for Milwaukee. 2 gone, 1 on. Ogilvy belts the ball. In the box now. Pitcher Hernandez eyeing Ogilvy. Now he's ready. Hernandez brings it home. And it jumps out of the catcher's mitt. He's after it. It didn't go far. Vaughn makes it safely to 3rd. Ogilvy stands in again. Left-hander Hernandez ready. Vaughn takes his lead at 3rd. And the pitch comes in. Popped a mile high. Parrish throws off his mask. He's there. Takes a step back in foul ground. And brings it down. And that's out number 3. For the Brewers, no runs, 2 hits, no errors. They leave 1. Brewers still with a 2-run lead. We go to the top of the 8th inning. For Detroit, it'll be Cash, Kaline, and Crawford. To get it going for the Tigers here, Cash, he bats left-handed. When the Tigers need a base runner, Cash is the man. In the on-deck circle, Kaline follows the moves on the mound. The slugger waits. Cash waiting for Bozio. Right-hander Bozio ready. He lets one go. swung on. Routine grounded to second. Molitor scoops it, flips to first. Bad throw. His foot was off the bag. And Cash is safe at first. Molitor picks up an error. Here we go for Detroit. Cash on at first. No outs. Down by 2. Now Kaline to face Mosiel. Kaline 1 for 3. 1 RBI. Batter ready. Mosiel put on the rubber. Checks the runner. First baseman Cooper is on the bag. He brings it in. Grounded to Molitor. He fires to Yount at second. Out. Over to Cooper at first. And he's safe at first. But they get the lead runner. 1 away. One down. 8th inning. 1 on. Crawford's up. The pressure's on Crawford to deliver the big hit. Crawford 0 for 3. Mosiel now set. First baseman Cooper right on the bag. The pitch grounded deep toward the hole. Cirillo just reaches it, and he won't get off the throw. Crawford rounds first and holds. Infield hit from Crawford. The tying run is on for Detroit. The 10th hit in this game. 2 on. Parrish will bat next for Detroit. A right-sider. Parrish is hitless in 3 at-bats. Kaline out at midway can race. Crawford at first has wheel. Parrish preparing to bat. Mosiel stretches his arms above his head. Parrish at the plate. Leans in. Mosiel sets up on the rubber again. Pitcher Mosiel eyeing Parrish. Now he's ready. The pitch. Strike 3. He's out of there. 2 down. So for Detroit. 2 on, first and second. 2 away, down by 2. The top of the 8th inning. Here's Cal to hit for the Tigers. They'll have to work around Cal's power. Cal 0 for 3. Cal pulls at his sleeve, taps the bat on the inside of his right foot. Mosiel positions his mitt, fixes his cap. The batter stands in, turns his shoulder in, leans in. Mosiel sets up on the rubber again. Unlikely that Hernandez will bat next. Checks Kaline at second. McCoy looking on. Here's a pitch. High and way wide. Nilsson would need a net to catch up. It goes back to the screen. Both runners move up a base. Batter in the box. He slowly digs in to face Mosiel. Waits for the pitch. Mosiel put on the rubber. Righty against righty. Mosiel looking in. Kaline with a good lead off third. The pitch. Pop foul behind first. Molitor's racing over. Cooper is backing up. He calls him off. Cooper has it. Tigers gone. The half for the Tigers. No runs, 1 hit, 1 error. They leave 2. The Brewers have held them. Brewers up 6-4. Cirillo, Surhoff, and Molitor to bat next. Cirillo to lead it off for the Brewers. Parrish ready to receive. Here he comes. Slashed into the hole. Gehringer to his left. He has it. Over to Cash. Cirillo is gone for the first out. One out. We have Surhoff coming up to hit. Hernandez wants to keep the score right where it is. Parrish sets up. Hernandez kicks and deals. Just catches the plate. See you later. 2 gone. Okay, Molitor the hit. 2 away. Paul 1 for 3, and he scored once. Parrish sets up. Here's a pitch from Hernandez. A healthy cut by Molitor, but he sends it straight up. Parrish flings his mask aside and cradles the ball. That play was tougher than it looked. 3 down. So the Brewers go down 1-2-3 after 8. It's still 6-4. Brewers. Hernandez, Gehringer, and Keane due up for Detroit. Hernandez is scheduled to hit. Here comes Hernandez to take his cuts. Willie taking his first at bat of the season. Coming in to pitch is Murphy. So Mozio gets his innings. He pitched 8. His line, 4 runs on 10 hits. 1 walk. He struck out 2. He stands to win it. Murphy throws from the right. ERA a stingy 0. This is his second appearance. He's worked 1 inning. His record, 1 win, no losses. It's his game to save. Murphy takes a few warm-up pitches. He's rubbing up the ball. We're ready to go. The batter stands in. Murphy put on the rubber. Gehringer is loose and ready to follow Hernandez. Murphy gets set to pitch. Tigers manager McCoy looking at his score sheet. You can mark pitcher Hernandez out for the Tigers. McCoy not letting him bat. Boone will now hit for him. That's right. He shoulders the bat and heads toward the plate. So Hernandez goes 2 innings. His line, no runs on 2 hits. Tigers hitter Boone. Ray is a tough out. It's hard to keep Boone off the base pass. Murphy sets up on the rubber. Murphy looking in. Murphy delivers. A high drive to deepest center. Ogilvy has it all the way. That's 1. Here's Gehringer, the Tigers, with only 2 outs left. Charlie has a good eye. He's already delivered 2 hits in the game. Keane in the on-deck circle, pawing the ground. The slugger stands in. Murphy toes the rubber. Murphy into the wind. Swung on, smashed toward the gap in right center. Ogilvy is racing back. Hits over his head, off the wall. He's chasing it down. Gehringer hits second on a full steam, and he puts on the brakes. The coach is holding him up. Double for Gehringer. That's his second double of the game. 1 down, 9th inning, 1 on. Detroit now sends Keane to bat. Keane, 2 for 4. He has 2 ribbies. Keane, a power hitter. Cobb swinging his bat lightly in the on-deck circle. Keane tucks in his shirt, raises both arms above his head with the bat in between. Murphy positions his mitt. The batter stands in, waits. Murphy put on the rubber. Checks Gehringer at second. Murphy spins and fakes the pickoff to second. Gehringer hits the dirt. He'll have to brush off a bit. Murphy is back on the rubber. Now Murphy pitches. Swung on and missed. Murphy pulled the string. And Keane was way out front. Made him look bad. 2 away. One on. Cobb is stepping up to hit against Murphy. Cobb has been up 4 times with a hit, and he scored once. Tie a slugger. If Murphy loses Cobb, he'll face Cash. Cobb pulls at his sleeve, raises both arms above his head with a bat in between. Murphy shakes out his right arm. Batter in the box. Leans in. Murphy on the rubber. Righty against lefty. Murphy poised. Murphy comes home. Cobb lofts a routine fly ball to center. Ogilvy has it measured, moves in, and pulls it down. And that's the last out of the game. The Brewers have won it, spurred on by the disciplined leadership of McCoy. The Tigers leave the tying run at the plate. In the end, it was a close one. The Tigers have fallen to the Brewers, 6-4. Here's the line for the Brewers. 6 runs on 8 hits, 1 misadventure. They lead 5 for the Tigers. 4 runs on 11 hits, no errors. And they lead 8. Mozio gets the win, his first. His record now 1-0. Mullen takes the loss, his first. His record now 0-1. Murphy gets his first save.
So that winds up this 3-game series.
Brewers
Take the series. 3.
zip for the Brewers.
They are hot. Now with 3 straight wins. That's a fine start to this season.
For the Brewers.
Overall, they now stand at 3-0.
0.
With this win, they move into undisputed first place.
The Tigers.
Now with 3 losses in a row.
And this game is in the books. This is APBA and Ernie Harwell saying so long from Milwaukee. Brewers take this one from the Tigers, 6-4.
Well, you're right about that, Aaron. Tigers wasting some opportunities here, unfortunately. Really thought they were going to come back on this one, but hey, you know what they say in baseball? There's always tomorrow. So yeah, so there we go. This was an original original franchise All-Stars project. There's 32 teams in this thing, and as I said, so like you have like the Atlanta Braves, but then you have the Boston Milwaukee Braves, 2 separate teams. Orioles and Browns, 2 separate teams. New York Giants, San Francisco Giants, 2 separate teams. And this is a fun one. So yeah, thanks to Ernie. How about it? It's always nice to have a real broadcaster on here. Still 159 games left. Absolutely. And let me see. I think this day done? I think it is. Or no, we're in this day. So there's some good pitching matchups coming up here. So the Philadelphia Athletics will be at Washington. So it's going to be Wynn versus Waddell. That's going to be a good one. Let me see. Rogers and Blyleven, that Minnesota-Texas game looks pretty good. Let me see who we got. We got the Kansas City and St. Louis Browns game. Mark Gubiza against Urban Shocker. So got some good games coming up here, and a long way to go in this project too. So I'm just looking at what's coming up. So it's like a big, it's similar to bats, but it's obviously larger. But yes, very, very similar to bats, which is why I haven't really put the bats. The bats project in here, because they're pretty much both of them are in here, I guess. Yes, very, very similar. It's so tempting to get all these right, and because I am getting the itch to figure out to play some cards and dice now, and with Pocket Pennant Run now, with the next update when it comes out, hard coding in the dice and stuff like that. APBA is one of the games, so this way I don't have to worry about a big footprint. I can just roll the dice and kind of keep the cats at bay. So yeah, this is a fun league. Looking forward to. It's going to take years to finish it off, because this is just something I just do occasionally on the channel, but I do like it. So probably be back tonight for some baseball. Of course, the price you have to pay for that is you have to hear me call a game, but we might be back tonight. But if not, I really appreciate you guys. Yeah, this is a good one, because and I'm sure since you have both bat sets, I could easily send this to you as a series of images. I did this for our Red Sox fan, and maybe when you're done with your pre-bats again, maybe dig out the cards and do this and do this league. Why not? It's there. So let me know if you're interested. I'd be happy to do that for you. Yeah, they're threatening really, really soon. Craig here, I gave Craig a ton of logos. He needed some logos, and I am also going to start doing if you guys noticed in the Dead Ball 19th Century. So Ken, I am going to need your help on a project here occasionally, if you don't mind. Just we can do that through Messenger. So I told Craig that I'm going to start doing the ratings for the dead ball and 19th century managers, and also the ballparks, because those haven't been done yet in the Pocket Pennant Run database. And I sure would appreciate your advice on both, with both dead ball and the 19th century, and to get people to play those as well, because there's got to be just you, and more than just you and me, and maybe 2 other people on the planet that love, 19th century and dead ball baseball. So thank you, cuz I appreciate that. Dwayne's the king of bats. Dwayne, so of course wow, April 14th, Status Pro Baseball fully integrated as its own engine in Digital Diamond. So you guys will see more Digital Diamond now on this channel, because I think Digital Diamond has a great engine on its own, but I love Status Pro Baseball, and it's going to be so much fun to be able to play that and do projects with that, and all the teams that I'm not managing or whatever are, in other words, it's going to be played out in Status Pro Baseball. So I'm really looking forward to that. That talk about bringing back memories, as I've told many people, just hours upon hours upon hours at Hetzel Union building at Penn State when I was an undergrad. Going from classes back to the hub, as we called it, to play Status Pro. We played APBA and Strat too, but Status Pro was really the game of choice. So it brings back great memories. And it's going to be fun to play it again. All right, so that does it here for Ernie and me. And Ernie calls one hell of a game all the time. Glad it wasn't a blowout. So thank you to the heart and soul of this channel, Cousin Ken Castro, to the man of 1,000 voices, Aaron Reed, to D. Scott Howard, Animal Whisperer, an all-around cool guy who's also been with me since the beginning of this long, strange trip that we've been on. Dan Burke was in here for a while. Always great to see Dan. He's a baseball for Windows aficionado as well, and my favorite Irishman. And I know a lot of Irishmen, so that should tell you something. And John DFW was with us. Thank you, John. And Aaron was the first one in the ballpark. Till the next time we meet, guys, see you around the batting cage.